was people would always say you have to take the fight to the champion. Do you believe in that? And if so, if you were the champion, do you feel like, or I'm sorry, if Dominic was the champion, do you feel like your strategy would change at all for him?
I wouldn't say that you have to take the fight to him, but I do think you have to beat the champ. I feel like if in a lot of these title fights, if the fight's close and the round is close, I think if it's anywhere towards a draw, you give that round to the champ. You didn't go in there and beat the champ. I do think you have to take it to him. You're trying to take a title from the guy. You should have to beat him. You should have to put it on him and come at him.
Are you glad that you went on that little press tour with Dominic? Why? The reason I asked that is, for one, you got to spend a little time with him, and I don't know if you're into the psychological aspect, but that's one thing. And two, he's kind of amping up the smack talk, but at the same time, a lot of people are really getting excited about this fight because of the heat that's involved between you guys now.
I wouldn't say I was happy I did it, but it is what it is. I'm not into like all the trash talk really. I know it's like a mental warfare kind of thing, but I'm just not. That's just not me. I'm more into being the martial artist and having respect and going out there and talking with my fists in the cage kind of deal. But it was fine. I don't really look into it too much. It's not going to change how I perform. I'm going to go out there and have fun either way. But he's definitely getting out of character. It's almost like the Conor McGregor era is what's starting now. It's turning into the WWE, and he needs to create this attention towards himself that he hasn't had because he hasn't been fighting. He's I don't know if that was it. He's been behind the desk talking, and I feel like he needs to create a name for himself again, and he's doing that by talking. He hasn't had a chance to do it with his performances, like I have.
Let's talk about that era that you talked about. So obviously, some bigger checks are being cashed, and that's coming from some of the ones that are talking some smack and being arrogant and brash and bold and all that. So let's just keep it simple. If you were in a negotiating stage with Zuffa and they said, "Listen, man, this is what you're going to look at. Let's just call it $1 million and $1 million. $1 million to show and $1 million to win. If you start ramping up the smack talk, creating heat with your opponents, this is what you're going to get if just under regular TJ Dillashaw, the respectful martial artist." And let's say it's half of that. Do you think that's an incentive enough for you to say, all right, guess I got to start ramping up the smack talk? Or do you think you'll always stick to your values of being a martial artist and just forego the money?
Shoot, man, that's tough. It is nice to get to pay. That's why we're here, to get paid as well. To an extent, I guess I wouldn't be disrespectful. Maybe I'd start a little bit of trash talk, but I wouldn't push it to the level to where it's disrespectful. I don't know. I guess I'd always kind of have to be myself. I want to look back when my career's done. When I'm all done and said with this, and know that I did what I wanted to do and acted the way I wanted to act and was portrayed the way I wanted to be portrayed. I guess and being happy with what I did instead of, I guess, being selling a little bit. But those bigger paychecks is nice. It is nice that some of the guys are bringing more attention to the sport.
Right.
It just sucks that it's having to be done the way it's having to be done.